Once upon a time, I was an art teacher for the delicious first through fourth graders at the elementary school my boys attended. It was a volunteer position. I did it for almost 10 years and I loved it. I loved it because art intimidates people. They don't understand it. They don't go to art museums because they're not sure when they look at a Mark Rothko. Oh, gosh, he's my favorite. When they look at a Mark Rothko or Sunday at Le Grand Jatte, they don't know what they're looking at. They don't know why it's art. And so every year we covered the elements of art. And one of the topics that we talked about was inspiration versus copying, because that happens quite a bit in art. And what's the difference? So in today's video, I wanted to touch on the difference between being inspired by an office and copying an office and where that's gotten us in commercial interior design. People don't like open offices. I don't blame them. I hate designing them, particularly because my brain doesn't get systems furniture. I literally broke a person because I couldn't understand how to take attic stock that systems furniture pieces like panels and stuff that was set up and then it was taken down and stored, and then marrying that with new product that was being ordered to make new workstations, because now they're bigger, they're smaller, they're longer, whatever the difference. My brain could not rectify marrying those two. It was, I made her cry. She told me to go away. I didn't mean to. It just, my brain does not get systems furniture. Okay, I digress. My brain doesn't get systems furniture. I think a laid out office is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, but I can't do it. Hurts my head. I'm more of a strategic planning, finishes, open office girl. That's what makes me happy. I also enjoy room finish schedules. That's for another. People don't like open offices because you can't concentrate. They don't facilitate the collaboration that we are all sold that they foster. And people don't feel that they can get their work done. Yes to all. I agree with all of that. But open offices became the nightmare that they are because one company did it and another company saw that and thought, oh, that looks good. Seems cheaper, because it is cheaper, and I can get more people in there. So let's do it. And then it's copied and copied and copied. And while it was a solution for the first person, it was not the right solution for all the subsequent people. And that is the difference, the glaring difference between being inspired by and copying office design. The other problem with copying an office, I've seen this quite a bit. People like spam callers will call me and say this, but I've also seen this online where people are like, ooh, I'm copying Google's office. Why are you copying Google's office? First of all, you're not Google. Google is Google. Second of all, Google is like gigantic and you're a 50-person like law firm. What you do is night and day different. Google doesn't need privacy. You need privacy. As a law firm, you are having confidential conversations all the time. So to try to have an open office area, even for interns, isn't ideal. Unless, of course, that fits your brand and your values. Then go for it, embrace it. But I've never been in a law firm where it was open office. Everybody had their own spaces because that's what they need. That was a solution that solved their unique problems. So copying a solution that you might like, it's not going to work for you. So copying is bad. It wasn't good in first grade and it's not good today. Don't copy your friend's homework. Just because your business or your friend who has his own business did something and it looks really great and he's really happy with it, and even if you're in the same industry, don't copy it. But this is what you should do. You should be inspired by it. So I want you to take notes about what you like. I like the carpet, or I like how it's quieter in there. I like the energy that's in there. I like the signage he has. Okay, good. Now I want you to go online and I want you to find other images of businesses that are your approximate size. They don't even have to be in the same industry. Actually, it's better if they're not in the same industry. Go look and see what they're doing. Take notes again. Like if you can like snip the image or store the image some way, that's great. That's really going to help in my next point. So write all of that stuff down, make all of those notes. But what I really, 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 really want you to do is I want you to tell me why you like them. I am like a 3-year-old with my clients in the beginning of a project. Why do you like that? I do that to my husband and my kids. Drives them batshit crazy, but it gets me the answers that I need. Why do you like those pink colors? Why, does it remind you of something? Do you like the way it makes you feel? Does it echo your brand colors? Why do you like those colors? What do you like about that chair? Do you like the texture on the chair? Do you like the pattern? Do you like the scale? Do you like how it's used? Identify, and it doesn't matter if it's just bullet points. Like, it doesn't have to be a well thought out concept. It's really kind of for you and your designer. And, later on when you start talking to a designer, to really kind of pinpoint those elements that spark something in you, because there's a reason they spark something in you. And we're trying to find out what that is, because that is what causes those inspiration elements to create your unique office that no one else can have. People might copy it, but it's gonna be your office and everyone's gonna know it. And so guy after you might be like, oh, they sell thingamajigs just like I do. I'm gonna copy their office, but their office is gonna be pale comparison to yours. And people are gonna know that they copied it, because then it is being copied, because they have their own unique problems and your solution solves your unique problems, not their unique problems. And so that is a key element into differentiating your office space. The other thing that will really help differentiate your space, and this is something I see and it frustrates me so much, is that the end users are not asked how they use the space. Or if they are asked, they're blatantly ignored, which makes them feel very unvalued and not at all appreciated, and there's no loyalty to your company whatsoever. So I was working in an environment or in a space, and a different department's work area was renovated. And when it was all done, lots of money was spent on this renovation. Lots of money. When it was all done, I asked one of the worker bees, I said, what do you think of your new space? He's like, I hate it. And I'm like, why do you hate it? It's brand new. He's like, well, one of the cabinet is too low, so we can't open the copy machine as high as we need to. Well, that's a problem, because people need to access the copy machine. And so the worker bees ended up finagling another solution. They moved the copy machine over onto some jinky table so that they could open the copy machine. And a little bit later, the designer came in for a walkthrough, and she's like, why isn't the copy machine on the thing, on the stand that she had made, or the counter or whatever? And they're like, well, because we couldn't open the lid. That's the question that needed to be asked. How do you use the space? How do you open and close things? How do you maneuver about? What's your biggest frustration with this space? Because two people in the same department, I need a lot of space. I need a ton of surface area. I have floor plans. I have finishes. I'm just a messy girl, but I need space. My husband's an engineer. He doesn't want and or need a lot of space. During the Rona, he worked on a little tiny table and 4 screens. He was a happy guy with that. That would have drove me mad. It would have drove me mad. Not enough space. So people need different amounts of space. You can't just say everybody gets an 8x8 cube with XYZ storage. That's not going to work for everyone. One size fits all never works. I don't care if it's a t-shirt or a workstation. You need some flexibility. And a designer is able to give you some of that flexibility. I'm tangenting, I know. But my point is, understand that by not asking end users and listening to their answers, if she had done that, everybody would have been using the design the way she had designed it, and she would have been aware of that issue, and she would have raised the cabinet height or she would have put the copy machine somewhere else. So you need to listen to what your employees are saying and implement that. So inspiration's good, copying's bad. I think I highlighted why copying's bad. I think I highlighted why inspiration's good. What do you think of this? Do you like the inspiration thing? What has inspired you? Did you like any of my tips? Which one do you think is the most interesting? Let me know what you think. Comment below. And if you want to see some more videos of mine, please subscribe so that you know when they come out. I hope you have a very lovely day. Bye!